My girlfriend texted me, "I think we should open our relationship, but only on my side." I replied, "Sounds fair." Then I closed off my wallet, my home, and my time to her. She quickly discovered what open meant when she couldn't contact me for 5 days. I'm a 28-year-old man, and I'd been with Khloe, 26, for 3 years. We'd lived together for the past year. My apartment, my lease. Everything seemed stable until last Monday when she sent that message while I was at work. "Babe, I've been thinking. I want to explore my sexuality and try new things before we settle down. I think we should open our relationship." I texted back, "Let's discuss this when I get home." "No, I've already decided, just on my side. You're perfect as you are. You don't need anyone else." I stared at my phone for a full minute. My coworker Anton noticed my expression and asked if I was okay. I showed him the messages. He let out a low whistle. "That's bold." When I got home, Khloe was dressed up, really dressed up. A new outfit I'd never seen. "So," she said, twirling, "what do you think? About the dress or the one-sided open relationship?" She giggled. "Both. I have a date tonight with this guy from my yoga class. Isn't this exciting?" "A date already?" "Well, we've been talking for a few weeks." "Weeks? As friends?" "Yeah, but now I can explore more. You're okay with this, right? You're so secure and mature." The pressure was obvious. I took a slow breath. "You know what? Sounds fair." Her face lit up. "Really? OMG, you're the best. I knew you'd get it." "Totally. Have fun tonight." She kissed my cheek and practically skipped out. As soon as the door closed, I got to work. First, I called my landlord, Mr. Hoffman. I explained the situation. "She's not on the lease, right?" he asked. "Nope." "Then she's your guest. Do you want her gone?" "Not yet, but I need you aware of what's happening." Next, I reviewed our finances. We'd been splitting things, but I noticed something concerning. She hadn't paid her half of the utilities for 2 months, or groceries for 3. I'd been covering everything without realizing it. Her car insurance was on my plan, her phone on my account, plus Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Spotify, all mine. I didn't cancel anything yet. She got home at 2 a.m., humming. I pretended to be asleep. Tuesday, she was glowing. She couldn't stop talking about Trevor, the yoga guy, and how connected they felt. "He's so spiritual. He understands my need for growth." "That's great," I said while pouring coffee. "You're not jealous?" "Why would I be? This was your choice. I'm respecting it." She looked confused but satisfied. Wednesday, she asked for money. "Babe, can you send me $200? I want to get my nails done for my date tonight." "Oh, I figured since you're exploring independence and new experiences, you'd want to handle your dating costs yourself. But you always pay for my nails. When we were exclusive, now you're seeing other people. Doesn't seem right for me to fund that." She frowned. "You're being petty." "How? You made a unilateral decision. I'm just adjusting." She stomped off and paid for her own nails. Thursday, things escalated. "Why isn't my Netflix working?" she called from the living room. "Oh, I changed the password." "What? Why?" "I'm reconsidering who has access to my accounts." "Your accounts? We share everything." "No, you use my accounts. That's different." She stormed into the kitchen. "What is your problem?" "No problem. You wanted to open things up, so I'm opening things up." "That's not what I meant." "What did you mean?" "I meant I could date others, but everything else stays the same." "So you date others while I finance your life?" "I'm repeating them." She grabbed her purse. "I'm going to Trevor's. At least he appreciates me." "Cool. Have fun." Friday, I took a personal day. I packed her belongings neatly into boxes, changed the locks, legal since she wasn't on the lease, and placed her things in the building's storage room with a note. Your belongings. You have 30 days to collect them. Then I blocked her everywhere and went to my friend Jerome's lake house for the weekend. Turned off my phone. I turned my phone back on Monday morning to 73 missed calls, 126 texts, and 32 emails. Not from Khloe, she was blocked, but from her friends, her mom, and even Trevor. Trevor's message was my favorite. Bro, your girl is crazy. She's been at my place since Friday, freaking out. Can you come get her? I replied, not my girl anymore. Your problem now, spiritual king. Khloe's best friend, Mariah, left 15 voicemails, each more frantic. I listened to them while making breakfast. You can't just She's having a panic attack. This is abusive. She didn't mean it. Trevor kicked her out. Answer your phone. I sent Mariah one text. She wanted an open relationship. I opened it so wide she fell out. Not my problem. Then Khloe's mom, Eleanor, showed up at my building. Security called me. There's a woman claiming to be your mother-in-law. I'm not married. Don't let her up. I could hear Eleanor yelling in the background about that man who abandoned my daughter. That afternoon, I got a text from an unknown number. Khloe using her mom's phone. We need to talk. This is insane. You can't just throw me out. I responded. I told her. I didn't throw you out. You went to Trevor's on Thursday night. I assumed you were moving in with him since you wanted to explore new connections. You changed the locks, she replied. For safety reasons. There were a lot of unfamiliar people around lately. That's not funny. Neither is being told your girlfriend wants to see other people while you continue paying for everything. I never said that, she argued. I sent her a screenshot of her original one-sided open relationship text. That's out of context. The context is literally right there. She tried calling afterward, but I didn't answer. By Tuesday evening, the situation became clearer. Khloe had apparently been staying wherever she could. Trevor lasted 2 days before asking her to leave. She went to Mariah's next, but Mariah's boyfriend wasn't comfortable with it. Then she tried staying with her mom, but Eleanor lived in a small studio. On Instagram, through a burner account I had, she was posting vague quotes about toxic men, narcissistic behavior, and when he can't handle a strong, independent woman. My ex before Khloe, Amy, who I'm still friendly with, sent me screenshots of Khloe messaging her directly. What's his problem? Why is he acting like this? Acting like what? Amy asked. Cruel, vindictive, controlling. That doesn't sound like him. What actually happened? I just asked for space to explore myself, and he evicted me. You asked for space, and he gave you all of it. Sounds reasonable. You're just still in love with him. Khloe, no. I'm married with twins, but nice try. Amy followed up with laughing emojis. You really avoided a major issue there. By Wednesday, Khloe had tried to hire a lawyer. The problem was that lawyers cost money, and she had exactly $74 in her account. I knew because she accidentally sent me a screenshot meant for Mariah while complaining about financial abuse. Her mom, Eleanor, called from another number Thursday morning. You need to take her back. No, she made a choice. She's staying in my studio. I can't live like this. Maybe she should have been taught to understand consequences. How dare you? I hung up. Later that afternoon, my building manager called. Just letting you know, someone tried to break into your apartment. What? Don't worry, they didn't get in. The new locks worked. We caught it on camera. Do you want to press charges? I reviewed the footage. It was Khloe attempting her old key and then trying to force the lock with a credit card. Security approached her, and she ran. I chose not to press charges, but I did file a police report for documentation. That evening, Trevor contacted me again. "Man, I'm sorry. I didn't know she had a boyfriend." "You didn't know? You met her at yoga. She told me you were her ex. She said you were controlling, and she finally got out." I sent him the timeline, her message about opening the relationship on Monday, and her date with him the same night. Wow, she played me. Seems like it. She said you were abusive, that you controlled all the money and kept her from her friends. I paid for everything because she spent her money on yoga classes and weed. I never stopped her from seeing anyone. He replied, "She's staying with some guy named Kyle now. Met him on Tinder on Tuesday. It's only been 4 days since she left your place." Then he added, "Man, she's been busy. Matched with about 50 guys, all asking if they had a place she could stay." Friday morning, I was served with papers. She was suing me for illegal eviction and emotional distress. I laughed so hard the process server seemed confused. I called my lawyer friend Dimitri. She wants $10,000 for emotional distress and 3 months of living expenses, he read, still laughing. This is almost cute. She wasn't a tenant, right? No, just a guest, not on the lease, never paid rent. Did she get mail there? Some, but I have texts of her saying she was staying with me temporarily until she figured things out. From when? 2 months ago, when she was apartment hunting, but decided my place was nicer. Perfect. This gets dismissed immediately. You should also countersue. For what? Attempted break-in, defamation, the social media posts, and honestly, fraud. Fraud? She's been telling people you two were broken up when you weren't, so she could secure housing from Trevor and others. That's obtaining services under false pretenses. Go for it. The weekend was quiet. A little too quiet. Then Monday arrived like a storm. Khloe's mom, Eleanor, teamed up with her to post a Women Supporting Women message on Facebook, claiming I was an abuser who controlled her financially, isolated her, and then left her homeless when she tried to be independent. The post gained traction locally, around 900 shares. The problem for them was that I had documentation, so I made my own post. Since my ex wants this to be public, here's the actual timeline with screenshots. Monday, she texts me saying she wants to open our relationship, but only on her side. Monday night, she goes on a date with Trevor, something she planned beforehand. Tuesday, she's still living in my apartment and asking me for money for her dates. Thursday night, she voluntarily leaves to stay with Trevor. Friday, after she doesn't return, I pack her things safely. I also explained that I had covered 100% of rent, utilities, and her car insurance for 6 months, that she had not contributed financially, and that she was not on the lease. She chose to leave for another man's home. Since she no longer lived with me, I was legally allowed to change the locks. I attached every screenshot, her original open relationship message, her requests for money, her texts saying she was staying temporarily. Everything. Within 6 hours, my post reached over 2,000 shares. Then, more information came out. 3 of her exes contacted me. Apparently, Khloe had done similar things before. One said she convinced him to pay for her college semester, then ended the relationship. Ricardo said she lived with him rent-free for a year, cheated, and then accused him of abuse when he asked her to leave. We formed a group chat called the Khloe Survivors Society. That Monday night, Kyle, the guy from Tinder, sent me a message. "Hey, is this your ex's profile? She's at my place talking about moving in. It's been 3 days." I told him to be cautious. He replied, "Already packing her things. Thanks for the warning." By Tuesday morning, Khloe was essentially out of options. Eleanor couldn't continue hosting her. Mariah blocked her after she tried to flirt with Mariah's boyfriend to test his loyalty. Trevor had already cut contact. Kyle kicked her out as well. She had exhausted 5 different couches in less than 2 weeks. Her court hearing for the lawsuit was yesterday, and it was straightforward. Khloe arrived in an overly formal dress that didn't match the setting. The judge reviewed her complaint and then examined my evidence. The lease with only my name, bank statements showing I paid everything, her text saying she was staying with me temporarily, her open relationship message, footage of her attempting to enter my apartment, and screenshots of her posts. "Miss Khloe," the judge said, clearly unimpressed, "you were not a tenant. You were a guest. You left voluntarily to stay with another man." "But I had nowhere to go," she responded. The judge noted the messages showing she stayed with Trevor, then Kyle, and others. Khloe then claimed financial abuse because I didn't fund her dates with other men. The courtroom laughed. She insisted the situation was sexist. The judge, who was a woman, asked, "How?" Khloe replied, "He used his financial privilege against me." The judge responded dryly, "You mean paying his own rent?" The judge dismissed her case with prejudice, meaning she cannot refile, and approved my countersuit. She now owes $500 for the attempted break-in, $1,000 for defamation, $20,500 for 6 months of unpaid utilities and insurance. She shouted that she didn't have $4,000. The judge advised her to seek employment. Eleanor protested, claiming I manipulated the system. The judge explained that Khloe's situation was the result of her own decisions. Outside the courtroom, Khloe made one more attempt. "I loved you. How could you do this to me?" I told her she created these circumstances and that wanting a one-sided, open relationship while expecting me to cover her expenses was unreasonable. Trevor happened to walk by for a traffic-related issue. He immediately turned the other way. Khloe ran after him, but he avoided her. Eleanor accused me of ruining Khloe's life. I explained that she had done that herself. I simply stopped paying for it. As of now, Khloe is living with a cousin in another state and working at a call center. Eleanor had to cover the $4,000 judgment to prevent damage to Khloe's credit. Trevor is in therapy. Kyle created a TikTok series called Red Flags Ignored, and Khloe is the first episode. The Khloe Survivor Society holds monthly Zoom meetings, which have been surprisingly helpful. I'm now dating Rebecca from my rock climbing group. She has her own place, her own job, and believes relationships should be mutual. Last week, I received one final text from an unknown number, clearly Khloe. "I'm sorry, I just wanted to feel valued. Can we talk?" I replied, "You wanted an open relationship where only you could see other people. That's not exploration, that's self-centeredness. Please don't contact me again." She asked if I was really ending 3 years. I told her she ended them the moment she expected me to fund her dating life. I blocked her again. According to the group chat, she is already repeating this pattern with someone new and posting about her toxic ex, while saying she needs a real man who understands polyamory. That's no longer my concern. I'm focusing on my own life, my responsibilities, and a relationship built on fairness. In the end, her idea of opening the relationship closed it for good. Play careless games. Face predict. Yes, everything was legally confirmed in court. She was never a tenant. Kyle's TikTok series is gaining attention. Khloe attempted to report it, but has no valid claim. Rebecca read this entire story and laughed, saying Khloe reminds her of a college roommate who wanted an open fridge policy, but only for her own food.